Is this there? It is. There
We're now
live.
live. All right, how's it going?
It took me a minute to figure that out, but we did it.
We did it. Hey,
Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of Literally Liminal. This is a live show that Virgil and I are going to do every other Tuesday, and we're going to have a guest on each one. And this time our guest is Nick from the book Graveyard, and he has his microphone plugged in.
How's it going, everybody?
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Nick. I really appreciate it. I wanted to start just getting a little bit of your history, hearing about how you became a reader and how you decided to start a YouTube channel.
Okay. Well, I had a drinking problem for a long time. And when I quit drinking and kind of realized that I had interests, that I had forgotten about, because when you drink that much, that's all you really care about.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like trying to remember what I used to enjoy when I was younger. So I bought a violin. I tried to learn a new instrument. I joined the boxing gym. I tried comics, old Nintendo games. But the ones that really stuck with me was I enjoyed B movies. I would watch B movies on YouTube, just really bad exploitation stuff. And one day I was like, I wonder if they make B books, if there's B books that exist. So I went to the store, the Bookman's. I was living in Phoenix.
Oh, you were my state neighbor for a while. Okay.
Yeah. And I bought this horror book, Snowman, by Norman Bogner, about a Yeti, part metal Yeti with giant teeth. And there's like a band of ex-Vietnam guys. So it's kind of like a men's adventure horror crossover.
Wow.
And it was like perfect, So that really started it all. And that's when I started being like, what else is out there? So I started going through all the genres, all the genre fiction that I could find, the old stuff, the crime, the men's adventure. Once I found that men's adventure, I was like, what the hell is this? This is hilarious. And it's just action. It's just action books. And the Gothics, the horror. And once you start delving into that world, there's just so much of it, And then I found the Paperback Warrior. The Paperback Warrior had a...
is this a channel?
It's a podcast. It was a podcast at the time. He has a YouTube channel now, and he does more stuff now. But at the time, it was a blog and a podcast. Okay. And I just absolutely love that. And then that showed me that there's other people who were like into this stuff, So I was influenced by that. And they stopped doing the podcast for a while, and I really missed it. It was like my favorite thing ever. So I had an Instagram account where I just posted pictures of the books, and sometimes I would do reviews on there. And I was like, I want to do a YouTube page. It's something I always wanted to try.
Yeah.
And once, it probably took like 8 months of talking myself into it, because it's scary at first.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
So then once I did it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not an expert. This is all relatively new, to me, but I was like, I don't care. I just want to talk about it. So and then that's how I started the channel and made all these friends, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
So you and I started the same month, October 2023. You, me, and Grammaticus are all channel twins.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because it seems like we were probably trying to decide whether or not we should make YouTube channels at the same time. No, when I was younger, believe it or not, people will be super surprised, but I was a bit of a wild youth and enjoyed things. But before that, I was a bookworm, and you're absolutely right. It's interesting that addiction can kind of take away the things that we we enjoy and love. And then afterwards, I came back to books as a way to reconnect as well. That's really a wild story, and I'm glad it's working.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's incredible.
yeah, dude, it was the best thing ever. Quitting that stuff. You find yourself again, and there's so many interesting things. It's not just like the books took over. I mean, they eventually rose to the top of the pile,
Right?
But like all that other stuff, it's just so amazing. When you're like asleep like that, it reminds me of what's in the Lord of the Rings, the king that's possessed of the Rohan king.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the dude whispering the bad stuff into his ear. That's what it feels like. And then you wake up and you're just like, whoa, what happened to my kingdom?
Right? What have I been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really true. And so I guess it's funny because I was talking to Virgil, and I kind of kept calling you a horror channel. That's kind of how I think. But Virgil pointed out that you do a lot of more stuff than just horror.
Yeah. I try to cover all the genre fiction, sword and sorcery, sci-fi, not as much, but yeah, well, it is mostly horror though.
Yeah. Somebody, I guess we were talking about your first video, and you had a comment that said this book doesn't sound like it's worth $1. And I was looking at the cover of that first book you did, and I was like, man, I'll give you $1 for that cover all day.
Absolutely. Nice shade.
The crazy thing about those horror covers, half the stuff I get, I'm just like, look at that cover. It's so cool.
Yeah, they cranked those out in the 80s, and I'd say like I think most of them are not good that I've read. I think maybe like 60% suck,
right?
And then it rises a little bit. It's very rare to just be floored by one of those.
Sure. Yeah, the last horror book, Blackwater by Michael McDowell was the last horror book that floored me. Before that, I think it was Julia by Peter Straub. Yeah, I did it so long ago on the channel, but I absolutely loved that book. I thought it was one of the most kind of razor's edge haunting books I've read in a while. Okay, I think Pulp Morton's got a point here, Virgil.
Yeah, I don't think that's probably going to happen anytime soon.
No, you won't grow a beard?
Not about won't. It's about
Dude, what about the handlebar?
Really won't happen. It just doesn't. It just never really comes in all the way. So this is just it. This is the energy. This is where I'm at.
Virgil, you need the handlebar, man.
I've worked with people who have that, and I'm always like, it just really looked that great in real life. Just so everybody knows. There's very few people I think who successfully manage that.
Don't make a YouTube channel. They're all going to laugh at you. A Carrie reference.
There is a lot of that energy, though, of like, you think like, oh man, I'm going to make this channel. People are going to say I'm doing everything wrong. And like, what I always think about, I don't know where I got this from, but what I always think about when I hear something like that is like, there's really something important to remember. And that's that nobody's going to watch your video anyway. So it doesn't matter how bad it is. And I think it's really, it's true. Just make the bad video. You're going to have bad videos. It's like everybody says, every writer has a bad book in them. You got bad videos in you. You got a lot of them. Just get them out of the way at the beginning. Nobody's going to notice that they're bad because nobody's going to watch your channel.
Yeah.
Except for family. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's so-and-so doing? Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. We have to get that first bit out and then start to feel very comfortable just talking about what we are passionate about.
Yeah, just got to relax. And I love your channel, Nick, because you have such a great, relaxed, sort of conversational attitude. Just like, hey, I'm just going to talk about this book. I like this book. It's cool. And there's no pretense about like whether somebody else thinks it's worthy of reading. You're like, I think this is cool and I'm going to read it. I love that energy. I really do.
Thank you.
So I think the king's name is Theodon.
Theoden?
Theoden? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Deep in the reads. Oh, here we go. This is from Bequeathed.
Bequeathed.
Oh my God. Really inspiring to hear your struggles and overcoming them. Subscribe to all your channels off the back of this. Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Absolutely.
Bequeathed.
Bequeathed.
I'll take it. It sounds like someone that would watch my channel.
Just got in, but had to go back to hear Nick's story at the beginning. Don't miss out on those first 3 minutes. Really appreciate hearing your story, Nick. Absolutely.
Thank you, Richard.
Good to see you, Richard.
Of course, the idea of making people tell their origin stories, I straight up stole from Richard. So you can thank Richard.
That's right. He's like, great job by stealing my stuff.
I want to hear Nick's story about how he became a vegan.
Well, I met my wife and she was vegan. And I was like, hey, it'll be a lot easier if I just eat the same things.
Yeah. Cool. Is this a streaming channel now? We're going to stream. Virgil and I will be streaming every other Tuesday. We started at 4:30 today. I'm going to have to move it to 4:30 my time. I'm going to have to move it to a half an hour later. But yes, every other Tuesday we'll be doing this, and we'll have a guest. But I'll still be doing regular videos as well.
Yeah, regular stuff on everybody's channel. This is just something extra that we're going to do. Very informal so far.
Yeah, really. Nick's story reminds me of the speaker of Philip Larkin's poem, A Study of Reading Habits, but in reverse. Any love for poetry or verse among you guys? I absolutely love poetry. I'm sad to admit I don't know this exact poem you're referring to, but I've been lucky enough to be able to teach poetry classes quite a few times, and I really enjoy it. I've thought about doing poetry on the channel. I don't know how well that would go over, but at least I could maybe start a different channel and do some classics and some poetry and stuff.
Yeah, I like poetry as well. I've done the same thing. Thought about talking about it. I'm not super well versed in it, but I do have a few things I've read that I really enjoyed, and I always like to try it. So yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, it would be kind of neat to do a poetry thing sometime, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm not as well read in poetry, so I'm always kind of reluctant to do it. And like you say, the piano is strange.
I used to be into it right when I started drinking, and you got that Bukowski in there.
Right. Oh my God. I think Bukowski feeds into that type of lifestyle with his poetry. Absolutely.
He romanticizes it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I remember my Bukowski days. I mean, he wrote, I don't know, I think it was a poem or it was a short story that is literally just about him having like the wine shits is what he called it, and just going in a brown paper bag and hucking it over his fence. And it's some of the most beautiful prose I've ever read about this terrible concept that's going on.
Yeah, he had something special, that's for sure.
Yeah, really, truly. I think for me, Bukowski's a young man's poet, most definitely. I couldn't keep up with him now. Hello from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. First time here. Welcome. We got a couple people from Canada. Richard's from Canada as well. Is there a set topic? There is never a set topic. We just kind of, we'll have ideas. Like, I got a stack of books here I want to talk about, but really, truly, it's just whatever we're in the mood to chat about and which way the chat leads us. So no set topic. We get asked that a lot, but I'm just saying no. We're gonna do it off the cuff.
Yeah, kind of guided by whoever our guest is. So we probably wouldn't talk about hard sci-fi with Nick, right? We're probably not going to go in that train. He says no. He's shaking his head. He's like, no, don't.
I was on Irish channel and we did that Black Cloud with
I watched it.
Oil. Good Lord, man. That was definitely not.
Did he make you pick that, or did he pick it and say join me?
No, he was talking about having the guests, and I think that was one of the books on the list. And I was like, oh, I got that book because it looks like a post-apocalypse book. Yeah. Which is like, that's right up my alley. That's good. So we both thought that's what it was.
No, watching your review of it was hilarious because Ira was like, well, there's some good stuff here. And you were like,
Like, no,
I
there
don't
isn't.
know.
It's so good because there's so many vintage sci-fi channels, like people that are really into it and educated, and would have totally been like, yeah. And he got me for that one, which is the opposite.
Oh, Bequeathed is watching us from the UK. Fantastic. I think that's probably the best YouTube name I've seen in a long time. Oh, nice. I know this great poet. He's from my hometown. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Edgar Allan Poe.
I don't.
Absolutely. From my hometown. It's always crazy how many places claim Poe. So that doesn't actually tell me what town you're in. I love Poe. I really do. Poe was really early foundational stuff for me. And I've got to teach The Raven quite a few times, which is really wonderful. It's a poem that I think there's so many different interpretations. I'm going to have to do The Raven on the channel this Halloween. I think I will.
That makes sense. It seems that fits with the channel well.
Yeah.
I have something to admit. I've never read Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
And I don't really have the desire to. And I have the same feeling about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
I'm about to do Conan Doyle on my channel.
If something is like big like that, for some reason, I don't want to read it.
Okay, so the next time I have you on the channel, we're doing Arthur Conan Doyle and Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
It sounds like you like to find like less known or kind of like obscure writers and explore that. It seems like that's kind of what you like.
Yeah, I think because coming up in the punk community, when you find something that's smaller and it's like it's only yours, like it's more special. You don't got to share with everybody. If you just find this lone thing that no one knows about. And then you get online and talk about it so everyone knows that you know about it.
That's right. What this is from Jake. What other genres do you guys not read much but want to get into? That's a great question.
That is a good question.
It's going to lead right into what I want to talk about, but you guys go first.
That I don't read much of it. What I want to get into. It's something I've already explored and tried, and I do like. I just don't read very much of it, and that's just nonfiction, like biographies, and then just and then maybe like historical stuff, like just like the classics, like ancient books, or books that are 500 years older. Definitely some stuff. There's always that kind of like, I don't know. It seems like you have to have this super scholarly education to even like pick something like that up, and I really would like to diffuse that idea because I really don't. It makes it seems like like you can't read Dante's Inferno unless you're like you have a bachelor's in English or something,
right,
or whatever. And I just don't think I just don't think that's good energy. I think it's fun for anybody. It's just fun. It really is.
Yeah, no academic gatekeeping needed.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Nick?
I don't think I have anything. I pretty much jump around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. There's nothing that I don't not read when I want.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I bought like a bunch of nonfiction, but they're books about books.
Oh,
I would like to get to those, but it's really hard for me to choose those over, another fiction book.
Yeah, I have a few books about book collecting and books in general as well. But you're right. I have a tendency to push nonfiction off for fiction. I would love to get into Gothics. And it's funny because I have a very strong opinion about Gothics in that I feel for some odd reason they are kind of ignored by the horror community. I was very happy, Nick, watching your channel because I found your bagging. Should this be bagged or whatever the
Bagworthy?
Yeah, Bagworthy, the Gothics edition. And I'm wondering, are you well read, or do you collect for the art? Or
I've read a few of them. I wouldn't say I've well read of anything, but
Yeah, that's kind of a loaded term. Yeah, I don't know. This is something that it's like if I go to the Wikipedia page for horror and I read it, it goes from H.P. Lovecraft, it seems like all the way to Stephen King. And if you're lucky, you'll get a mention of Shirley Jackson, who I absolutely love. But these Gothics get ignored, and I've kind of held this opinion that there's probably some really good work in there, but I haven't taken the time to sit down and read them yet. So I'm kind of a poser. This is a genre that I would love to jump into and figure out if they're being ignored, even though they're really good.
Well, I've read some. There's like a spectrum. There's like a Gothic rainbow, and there's the kind that are more on the romantic aspect of it, and then there's more that's on the mystery, and then it like flows into the horror.
Yeah, so, I read Rebecca, and it seems like all three of those. Yeah, that's a balance between those every time. Oh yeah, what you got?
So yeah, so this is more like a standard Gothic here. Velda Johnston, A Howling in the Woods.
Is it a werewolf story?
No, it's she inherits an old house. And a lot of them, they inherit old houses,
right?
And she moves in, and then there's something spooky going on. But it's usually like a Scooby-Doo type thing where it's a real person, but it seems supernatural,
right?
And then I got this. This one was awesome. This is my favorite one. The Haunting of Drum Row.
Who's it by?
Claudette Nicole, which is John Messman. And John Messman wrote the adult Western Trailsman series.
Okay.
So you got like this adult Western men's adventure guy writing this Gothic here. And this is more of a mystery. And this takes place in Ireland, and there's these cults.
Interesting.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it kind of goes that way. And then this is more of like a horror one, which is the Witchbane.
Oh, yeah.
Red Neil. So this is like kind of historical too.
I got a witch one as well.
Witch Sam. That sounds like a black metal album.
Carolyn Farr. Yeah, I just grab these when I can see them. People call the covers "Women Running from Houses," or "Women Running from Castles."
Yeah,
I love that.
And then, so like you got the Fritz Leiber.
Oh, I have that one.
Your wife. And this is labeled Gothic right there on the cover.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I did that one on the channel and absolutely loved it. That was wild.
Here's one that's kind of like a folk horror Gothic.
I like folk horror.
Can you see the lighting there?
Well, I have the comments on the side, so the screen is very tiny, so I can't see much.
Yeah. So I got more the horror kind. I think when they sell it as romance, when it's big romance on the top, that's one of the ones you would probably don't want to go to first.
Right.
But it's funny, it was very popular. Here's Helen McInnes, and she was a spy author. She wrote espionage books.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's her Gothic. And likewise, this one always makes me laugh. Where is it? So I got the Andre Norton Gothic.
I didn't know Andre Norton did a Gothic.
Right. I know. I made a joke about it when I got it. Like her publishers were like, "You're a woman, right?" He's like, "I'm writing." They're like, "Well, here's your paycheck," and she's like, "Well, okay."
I think that these Gothics were all the rage before Stephen King. This is where the horror community was for a while. It was in these Gothic or Gothic romances. That's where it existed, and I feel like it's interesting every time seeing those histories that it jumps right over these. And I know that they're not as popular now, and again, I feel like a poser because I can say I really loved the book Rebecca, and I think that's probably like the Gothic of Gothics, right? Is Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. They made the TV show out of it. But yeah, beyond that, I've read some Shirley Jackson, and that's it. So yeah, it was just something that I found really interesting. And of course, I love the history of it. Going back to Virgil, you talked about the Castle of Otranto, which was the world's first Gothic, right? The one that started it all. And he, I have a very, very cool, very old copy of the Castle of Otranto here. It was often published with the Old English Baron. So this is both of those.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, from like somewhere between 1820 and 1850 is when this publisher was doing it. And he initially published this as finding a medieval manuscript that he had translated, that he was the translator of, and then everybody was like, that's so cool. And then he came out and admitted it, and they were like, you guys, you're awful, and everybody hated him all of a sudden. And then it moved right into what's her name, Rudolfo the Mysteries, I can't remember, and something, and no, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, eventually getting to Jane Eyre. And then I feel like all of these were just these echoes of the Jane Eyre and all those other Gothics from the Victorian era. Very cool. We got to do some questions from the comments here. I'm sorry, I can talk forever, and now there's a lot. Tim's hometown is Mordor. Oh, that's where it goes from. That makes sense.
Mordor.
The Poe Museum in Richmond, Virginia was a pretty neat place to visit. Recommend. I would love to see it someday. That would be fun. Shame on you, Nick. May the Baltimore crab cake curse be upon me. I'm gonna have to be an actually guy here now. Get off the table. No. The book Deep in the Read says the book graveyard just watched the Simpsons episode where they do Poe's Raven line by line. I always show that in class. Unfortunately, it is abridged. They do not do it line by line. They cut out 2 stanzas for that one. Sorry to be.
You should probably find Vincent Price reading it.
Yeah, who read it for the Simpsons?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Well,
Captain of the Polestar is my favorite. That's what I'm doing soon on my channel. I've been reading a book that I'm not going to be able to show because I think it's in another room, called Horror Times 10. And I was surprised to find Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Captain of the Polestar in there. And it's apparently kind of his version of Weird Tales horror. So I'm going to be doing that probably next week or a week from that.
Right on.
All right. Deep in the Read says, wait, at Virgil, you don't do ancient stuff or history, but suggested we read Herodotus together.
Herodotus, yeah.
Oh, Herodotus. Thank you.
Yeah, I do, because that was one of the 10 things I want to read before I die, that video I did a while back, and I do want to read Herodotus. I got about to the chapter 4 or 5, and it was just, how it goes. Like sometimes, go ahead.
What is the work? I'm sorry. What did he write?
Oh, I'm sorry. The histories.
Okay.
Histories. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was like one of the first people to write history, right?
He was, he's considered the father or the grandfather, the father of history or something.
Okay.
And I got to about 4th chapter. Really, I was liking it, but it was just whatever time it was just like you could tell by what my attention wasn't there. I was being distracted, so I had to put it on pause. But I still want to finish it. And Curtis and I are talking about either doing something with it together or something. I think he finished it. He just so I'm like, okay, well.
So you suggested it, and then he finished it.
He's like, I'm done. And I'm like, well, I'm like, I put it on pause.
Just tell me what happens.
So we're gonna have to have him on as a guest, and then he can take you to task for that.
Sure.
Okay. Are there any genres that you guys don't see yourself ever getting into? Will romantasy ever feature in your video feeds?
I did read some romance like 2 years ago. I read a bunch of, I spent like all of February reading, was it like into mid-January to February reading romance? I read Don't seek these videos out. But I read like Dinosaur Romance.
You know everybody's going to those videos now, Virgil.
Don't seek those out. It's not good. I would not recommend Dinosaur Romance. I read just just actual like what I would say like a rom-com book, which actually was fun. It's not my type of genre, but it was fun. The best thing I read out of it, the one I thought was just hilarious, I just did not expect it to be so funny and just so entertaining, was like Chuck Tingle's stuff. I don't know if you know who Chuck Tingle is. They're like, what was one like something, my lesbian diet no sugar soda is my favorite or something. And it's all like these romance between a person and like an inanimate object, like a jet ski. But like, or what was one? Moby Butt was another one. Just a giant pale butt in the sea that this woman is chasing. And they are so entertaining, so incredibly entertaining, far more than they have any right to be. But that was good. But I don't know if I'd do a whole lot more of that.
Yeah, it's a weird question. I don't hate the concept of romanticy. I don't mind seeing romance occur in my books. I know that right now it's kind of a hot topic that everybody's like thinking that all this writing is becoming smut and all this kind of stuff. And I saw a video that was they're not publishing for men anymore. And I think that's all just kind of knee-jerk BS reaction. Personally, that's just my opinion. I'd read some. I don't know if I'd like it, but I don't mind trying it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick?
I don't usually read newer stuff, so I probably wouldn't read romanticy.
Yeah.
But I will say that I've come across sci-fi books and Western books where the romance in it actually took over the story, and I thought it was great. It didn't bother me, and I actually I don't know, I really enjoyed it. So
yeah.
I think it's cool if you take something like that, like that element of romance, and you put it in another story. But I don't know if I would read romance that's the forefront. That was the purpose of the book.
Right.
Like you watch a horror movie and it has some gore in it. That's cool, but I don't want to watch a horror movie that was just made for the gore.
Right. Agree. That's a great way to put it. Absolutely.
Right.
Gothic rainbow is just 3 colors: gray, dark gray, and black.
That's how I pictured it in my head.
Right? Gothic rainbow is my new band name. Anybody want to join? I'll play bass. Do you play an instrument, Nick?
Drums. Yeah.
Oh, see, we got a rhythm section right here. We're ready to go. Gothic Virgil, what can you do?
None. I am not musically inclined.
You are now the manager of our band. Well done.
Have you ever seen what's that show? Flight of the Condor.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I could be like we're gonna have a band meeting. Roll call.
Have you ever read any William Hope Hodgson? He is very much on my list, but so far, no, I haven't. But I know Virgil has.
Yes, I do like William Hope Hodgson. I want to read his all like Boats of Glen Craig and whatever. Those like sea sort of mystery, sort of horror, weird fiction stories. I really want to read those. I know House in the Borderlands is this big one.
I have a copy. It's thick, so it scares me. But
yeah, but I'd like to read. I think it's right here. Yeah, I'd like to read this, which is I don't know if I can get that. Oh, maybe that way.
Yeah, I can't read it. What is
the Ghost Pirates and Other Revenants of the Sea? And this is a Nightshade Press thing. I bought it years ago and haven't read it, but I'd love to read. It's got a bunch of William Hope Hodgson stuff in here, like a collection. Love to get through this at some point. But yeah, so I love everything I've read by him. I just need to dedicate time to do it.
Yeah.
I have the books, but I haven't read them. I would just like to shout out Jake over at Paul Mortem that did the House on the Borderland review.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and I got a copy of that in a book haul right after he did that, and I'm excited to check it out because his review of it was like, this sounds like truly liminal space, right? This house in a liminal space, and then pig monsters. I mean, what more do you need?
Yeah.
Right.
I always like learning new writer aliases. Agreed. I think that was from when you were talking about who one of the Gothic writers was.
Claudette Nicole, John Messman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Kitty, yes, that's the cat that puked at the beginning of the last video.
We're still waiting.
Right, he's doing all right. His name is Bartleby. He's named after Bartleby the Scrivener, the Herman Melville story. Do you think AI can write a good novel? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna let you guys go first.
It's not writing it; it's just taking other people's
words. Yeah, AI, what we call AI, is really just generative intelligence, and all it is just like jumbling together a bunch of other stuff and just basically auto-correcting. It's just a giant autocorrect, it's like predictive text. So it's not really writing. Would it be readable? I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think it could really do anything interesting.
That's how you have to
it would just be surprising.
Yeah, you'd have to change the question to, can it make a readable, could it fool us? And the answer is probably yes.
Yeah.
I'll bet you it could fool us. I had my buddy when it first came out, he was super excited, and he's a Simac fanatic. So he was like, I want you to write me a Simac story, but I want it to be about these 3 things. And what it produced was readable and did seem like it was in Simac story, or style, but then you just realize, wait a minute, this is straight up ripping off Simac, right? Like, it is taking his turn of phrase. I mean, yeah, it's interesting because I watch my daughter's generation have a riot with it. They play with it all the time, make stupid pictures and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't think, and I heard, oh my God, I heard somebody just made an AI do Hank Williams covering Straight Outta Compton by NWA. And I was shocked because I actually thought it was a person sounding like Hank Williams covering Straight Outta Compton by NWA. And I was shocked to learn that it was AI. Like, are we going to get to the point in the future where we're like, I want a prog rock sounding tune by this band, and they'll just be able to produce all these different ones? And will it ever feel as good as the real thing? And I don't think it will. Yeah.
To us, it won't. Maybe to people that were born today.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. It could, in the generation.
Dead, what difference does it make?
Yeah. Whew. A novel? Probably. A good novel? Probably not. Yeah. Oh, here's a long one. Where are your go-to for purchases? Thrift stores, online? Oh, I was lucky enough to pick up the full collection of Dennis Wheatley recently. Yeah, Nick, where do you get all your stuff?
Well, I'm very blessed to live in a small city that has a bunch of used bookstores that are independently owned, and they all pretty much carry like genre vintage fiction. I have no luck at thrift stores.
Oh, really?
But I don't need them because I got the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said when we were on the last live video, one of the stores, the owner is the guy who writes the Pulp Fiction price guide.
Yeah.
They used to actually have Pulp Fest here in Dayton.
Yeah. I recently Jake texted me recently about Pulp Fest. That sounds absolutely incredible, and there's no way I'll be able to make it out this year, but that sounds really fun.
It's so awesome. I went last year. It's amazing.
Yeah. The prices are good, or are you paying kind of up towards what they'd be worth?
Yeah, you can make deals. There's people asking for a lot, but you walk up to the table and you pick that thing up, they're more than happy to be like, I'll give you that for $40.
Right. Yeah. How about you, Virgil?
We don't have much in my area that I'm aware of. It's like good for like aftermarket stuff, like not aftermarket, but like used books. I mean, the big thing is half price. So for used books, it's usually half price. I have heard about a couple in the city, but they're kind of hard to figure out where they are, or they're like real hole in the wall type scenarios. I've stumbled across a few things like that, but like weird places. So generally for me, it's a long way around there, half price, or online. I do a lot of stuff where like somebody will recommend something and then I'll just do searches and just find a good, whoever's selling. I don't do as much of the like I guess you could say like first edition or like early edition stuff, I'll just kind of be like, well, if it has the story, I'm cool with whatever. I mean, sometimes that's not true, and more recently it is less true, but depending a lot, but also like people will just point out something to me. Like somebody just pointed out to me last night that who is the writer? A writing critic wrote a sequel to David Lindsay's The Voyage to Arcturus, which I didn't know this.
Huh.
And I'd have to look it up. But anyways, it sounded fantastic. And I was like, I went and found it on, you know, he said, if you could find it. And I did on eBay. And I'm like, oh, I just kind of saved it. And then I woke up this morning and somebody's like, oh, how about this offer? I'm like, done.
Yeah.
That's the best on eBay. Just go through and put everything in your cart and then forget about it.
Yep.
Couple days they'll be like, you want this for half price?
offer. Yep.
Yeah, I live in a place where estate sales and yard sales are constant. It's we're sunny almost all the time, so I get so much, and it's so much unloading at crazy prices, just cheap. And then also we have like the Friends of the Library bookstore and thrift stores, and I get a ton. But I also do the same thing with eBay. Like I'm reading Christopher Priest's first novel, Indoctrinaire, with Richard Rempel, and that thing is just blowing my mind. So I went and found the next couple of novels written by him, and just, you know, or best offer and cut in half and see where I can find them. But yeah, I'm always looking for books, yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, all of them. Hello,
Aaron.
Aaron C. Hello. The cat looks at the book. I don't know. I missed that, I guess. Hey, Jack.
What's up?
The father of history, also the father of lies, because he made a lot of stuff up. Oh, Herodotus.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying it right now?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
I admit, I mean, I've done so many myths and read so much of that, but I never read the history stuff.
I mean, just a little bit I read was actually really interesting. You know, it was a lot more. You think it would be dry? It really isn't very dry. It really is.
Yeah.
I guess there's sections that are less interesting than others, depending on whatever piques your interest.
Right.
But there was some really good stuff in there. It was much more readable than I thought. So yeah, it's cool.
Oh, good Lord, Chuck Tingle. Virgil, even I stay away from dino romance.
Yeah, it was. I tried it. It was, man, I gotta tell you, just you don't need to read it. You probably, if you're not like, that's what I want, then you don't want it.
Just thought of a great category for videos: spoiling books you don't want to read.
Right.
Example, Herodotus. I'm not gonna lie, though, I am a sucker for the romance fantasy cover art.
Oh yeah.
Oh, live. What timing? Says Timey Wimey Limey. Hello.
Hello.
House on the Borderland is my favorite book I read this year. Your review showed that. Seriously. Have you read any Andre Norton? Oh God, we're going to talk about Andre Norton. Okay. I read 3 last year and all were a lot of fun. Yeah. I think I read, sometimes I confuse her with Poul Anderson, which sounds really ridiculous. But I do. I read Daybreak, and I don't remember the year, by Andre Norton. All I know is Andre Norton is like to fantasy and sci-fi what Dean Koontz is to horror. Mm-hmm. Like they're just everywhere. Like every shelf I look at in stores, they have like 100 Andre Nortons, and then what's the Dragon Riders of Pern?
Anne McCaffrey.
Yeah, those are what I see on the shelves more than anything else. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you read Andre Norton?
I have not.
So. I haven't. I have a bunch because, like you said, they're always, and they're like $1.
Yeah,
usually, sometimes less.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. When I do read one, it will be that Gothic one.
Yeah. I would. I look forward to seeing that review actually, so I can know if I need to read it or not.
Yeah, I think it should be interesting.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. The only one I've ever really been super interested in reading by Andre Norton was Beastmaster, just because I loved that movie so much when I was a kid. And I know that the book itself is science fantasy, whereas the movie is straight up sword and sorcery. But yeah, that one seems interesting to me.
They based that movie off that book?
Yes, kind of. If you watch the documentary on the new release, it's fantastic. But yes, originally the movie was supposed to be based on Beastmaster, and they make jokes like nobody read it, but one of the writers or the producer or the director read it and was like, okay, I like the fantasy aspects, but the concept that it's on another planet I'm not into. But yes, that is considered the first. Yeah, they were going to base it off that book.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jack, let's see. I've read Starborn by Andre Norton. It was okay. I feel like that's what's going to happen a lot with Andre Norton. Didn't Hank Williams write the original Straight Outta Compton? Oh my gosh. I found an AI of Plankton from SpongeBob. I feel like I should stop reading this comment right here. Oh no, good. It's okay. Okay. SquarePants singing The Pot by Tool, and it actually sounded good, but the AI got confused by the talk box guitar solo and made some really confusing noises. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be a wild future. And I think that I'll just, I don't know. AI is a weird thing. I find a lot of literary fiction at thrift stores, but very little sci-fi or horror. Maybe it's picked over before I get there.
I do feel like that. Yeah, if you go, a lot of times that's something, you can say, okay, like you say, it's like everybody's picked through everything, and you got a bunch of Emma Caffrey, a bunch of Andre Norton or something, hit a couple Isaac Asimov books and a few other writers that are big. But like the interesting stuff, the stuff that's sort of like forgotten or in between all that, is very rare. It's harder to it definitely is picked through.
Yeah,
horror is the same way.
Maybe it's because people have to read literary fiction for school and they buy it for that reason.
Yeah.
So they're more than happy to trade it in. Whereas if they buy one of the genre fictions because they enjoy it, so they're more likely to keep it.
Right. Yeah. If you like a book, you're not very likely to take it to Half Price Books or something and turn it in. It's like, well, it's usually the stuff that you didn't want to keep. Or sometimes I think estate sales or something, because I've gotten a lot of books from there that have like the library from. One time I went there, it was like all these books I picked out, like 6 in a row, were the same from the library of the same person.
Yep. Yeah, I went. I made a video about it a while ago, but I went to my local thrift store, and somebody that collected sword and sorcery had donated or passed away, and somebody donated, and that was a heck of a day at the thrift store. I spent a lot of money at the thrift store that day. Grammaticus, hey Grammaticus, there's our third channel twin. Grammaticus also started his channel in October of 2023. I swear, when next October we got to do like a channel twin show, a live show, or read a book together or something.
That would be awesome. Yeah, Grammaticus came to town and we went to that store I was talking about.
Yeah. Nick lives next to one of the best comic/pulp stores ever. Sounds awesome.
That store did look awesome. Looks fantastic. What idea for you guys you could do? You could each read a third of a book and then piece your review together from that.
Yeah, tell each other the plot.
Okay, I read the first third. Okay, Nick, now it's your turn.
That is a ridiculously good idea. How strange of a live would that be, man? Oh my gosh. The only thing I know about Andre Norton is the cats everywhere. Fritz Leiber does that too. A lot of cats in Fritz Leiber's work.
Oh.
Chicken Jockey. Anybody else want to talk about the Minecraft movie? I think this is the same guy that, and he promised us he was going to do this. So he's coming through for us. Anything else you want to say about did you have anything to say about the Minecraft movie, Nick?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, good.
I don't even know what Minecraft.
I didn't know what Skyrim was or whatever Jake was talking about in our last Eve's video. So
oh yeah,
I live in the past.
I like Skyrim. I
Yeah.
played it a lot when I was younger.
Little side note, if you didn't know, just today they
Yeah.
dropped the remake of Oblivion.
My brother
I-
called me at
was
10
like-
o'clock this morning. It's out. It's out.
There was like a 24-hour notice. It was it, and they just dropped. It was like, what?
Yeah, I watched the little trailer and it looks incredible.
It does. It does
It
look
looks
cool.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Brian.
Hey, what's up?
Sorry, just got here, gents. Got caught up at the bookstore. 100 books later, I'm here. Oh, I guess we can expect a book haul video soon.
Right. Straight from the hotel that he's staying at.
That's right. At least he's not on while he's driving.
Right. He pulls over, gets a room, jumps in the chat.
Let's see. I wonder how far off I am. Greetings, AI. John Denver singing War Pigs is my favorite. I'm looking it up.
Oh my goodness.
That's gonna happen.
I first found that and I thought it was a real band. It was like some doo-wop band doing Led Zeppelin. And I was like, oh, this is incredible. And then I was like, oh, shit.
That's what I thought
Not
with that
real.
Millions. Like it fooled me. I was like, man, somebody is covering Straight Outta Compton like country style. No.
I know. And then once it popped up again, I just started blocking all of them. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I don't want
real.
to. I don't want to be. Yeah. Okay, the Grammaticus is in. We're splitting a trilogy next year. Oh, interesting.
There you
Split a
go.
trilogy. Wow.
Yep.
I'm not doing Death World again.
No, I don't even know what. No.
No Death World.
Hey, Bart. Thanks. Yes.
Bart, what's up?
Yeah, it's a sign that today was busy and that I wasn't going to get this looking good like it always does in all my videos. Apparently, chicken jockey is a big cultural phenomenon. Yeah. The only reason I know about it is because I have a daughter, and she had to go to the Minecraft movie the day that it opened up.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I had a mint condition, The Sword and the Sorcerer novel based on 1982 movie, but accidentally threw it out doing spring cleaning. Ow!
No,
That's not good. Skyrim. Yeah, I love Skyrim. I agree with you, Secret Fire Books. Miss your bro on the channel. Hope he's doing well. Well, I just spoke to him this morning. Right now, he's obsessively playing Oblivion. So he's doing very well. Thanks for thinking about him.
Very well.
Yeah. Thank you for thinking about him. He got a job that he likes and is doing that instead of the channel and enjoying it. So
Cool.
are we sure that the Minecraft movie wasn't AI generated? I wouldn't be able to say either way. If somebody said it was, I wouldn't know.
I'm sure they used AI in the making for sure.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Split Gorman Gast.
There you go.
Good Lord.
I like the idea of splitting a novel though, because then it's like you're like, I don't even know. I jumped into at page 250 and I only got to read it there, so I don't even know who these people were.
That's a weird idea, man.
I know.
Everybody read a Gorman Gast novel.
What's
Yeah.
Gorman Gast?
It is an old. Well, I don't want to say it's early fantasy, and it's really wild. Let me go grab a copy. You guys,
Is that the author's name or the series or
The series.
Right?
But I think also maybe one of the titles is called Gorman Gast too. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Mervyn Peak. I hope I got that right. Whew.
Chris is yelling from
I
across
saw
the
you
room.
getting scolded, Virgil, on your
Yeah,
video.
I said it. He was like, "That's how you say it." He's like, "That's laughable." I'm like, "Yeah, it is pretty bad."
So this is the Ball and Teen adult fantasy copies of it. This is the first one. Did I get that in the right order? No. This is. Let me go the other way. This is the first one, Titus Grown, and then the second one is Gorman Gast, and it's often called the Gorman Gast trilogy. And then the third one is called Titus Alone, and that would be a wild ride if we each read one novel of that. All right. Nick thinks Minecraft is a World War II biopic. Minecraft.
That's good, Levi. Thanks.
Hi, Constance.
Hello.
Isn't Minecraft that Minecraft?
Hey, thank you. That's what I always think too, Richard. Minesweeper. A much better game.
Minesweeper.
I remember doing that.
Now
at
that's
work.
the game.
Nick, you would hate Gorman Gast so much.
Cool. Idea.
Cool. I am willing to hate this book.
Yeah. None of us are boomers, damn it.
Nope.
Although I did get a comment of somebody accusing me of being a boomer, for 6 lines. They were like, boomer. Not a boomer yet. Can you become a boomer? I started one of the Gorman Gast books years ago. I laughed a lot. No idea why I didn't finish. Yeah, I haven't read them. I don't know. I've watched a lot of content about them, but I haven't read them.
A lot of character dialogue and interaction, I think, and kind of, I think it's sometimes compared to Dickens.
Oh wow,
somewhat
Okay.
compared to that a little. I've heard that comparison, but again, I've read a little bit of it. I started the first book, and again, I stopped too for some reason. I think it was because I knew it was good, and I wasn't really into it or at the moment.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go and just plow through when I wasn't in the mood for something. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait and just haven't got back there.
What are your reading habits? Are you able to juggle multiple books at a time, or do you find one is more than enough?
I read a few at a time, for sure.
I do too. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, multiple. I have a car book and a bed book.
Yeah.
I have a car book, a bed book, and a bath book. The bath book is the one that I'm okay with. If I accidentally drop it, it's not the end of the world. Thomas Swan, The Gods Abide, was a bath book. But I do a thing that my buddy freaked out on. I don't use bookmarks, and I don't turn down the corners of my books. I remember the page number I was last at.
Well, that is
somehow
interesting.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, I don't. I've always done that. I don't know how I do it. And I juggle up to 3 or 4 books at a time. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I use bookmarks, but I always lose them. And then then I'll go back and pick up the book 2-3 years later. Oh, there's that bookmark. I've been looking at this for years. I'm like, I'll just leave it there. I'm like, that way I'll just leave it stick out. And then, of course, the next time I see the book, I tap it down and it's lost again.
Yeah, I can't bend and I did through all of college. I have tons of books that I bent down all the corners and write notes in. And
no, I have a hard time doing that. A lot of people probably do this thing where they take notes in a book, in the margins and everything. I can't do it. I used to. I just can't do it. I know you get a reading copy and you do that, especially for something you want to take notes, but I don't know. Something in me is like, don't do it.
Yeah. Matthew G says it's because it's terrible. I assume he's talking about the Gorman Gast trilogy.
Oh, might be.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people really love it. But I've also heard that it's only the first one is great. I'm gonna have to read it. I don't know if it's up my alley at all.
What I remember about it, it's very much of a certain style that's very, very heavy on style, but the story progresses very slowly. So it's a lot of style and I don't want to say, I hate to say something like stunting, but doing literary, things with the text itself and the prose, and that the narrative is very slow is what I remember. So it's a lot of a lot of literary flourishes, I guess you'd say.
I love William Morris, and he was the king of that. He was trying to write, he was pretending they were medieval manuscripts that he was rewriting. So I might like it. I don't know. I've read Gorman Gast, but a trusted friend said, I've read Gorman Gast, but a trusted friend said the last 2 were boring as hell. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. That the last 2 are not great. Okay. Serious question. It's coming from Jake, so I think that's bullshit. Serious question here, Chris. What is that giant wooden fridge thing behind you? This is a wardrobe from Germany. It's very old. I got it quite a few years back. It is filled to the brim with stupid stuff that I want to keep. It's just it's cool. I like it a lot. It is a big wooden refrigerator. I should keep food in it. I have a book I have a bed book, a bath book, and a beyond book.
that's the ace comment right there.
Comment. Oh, that is a great
We walked right into that too. I was like right there, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Some of the stuff I read are definitely beyond books. The Death World Omnibus should have been my bath book. Nick's, you've already. What is the Death World books, Nick? What are these?
It's Harry Harrison, the Death World trilogy. It was our very first episode of the Elusive Exclusive Book Society, and it was really bad. The first one was okay, but the second one is one of the worst books I've ever read.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, I did really. I see Harry Harrison all over the place. I've never read anything.
People love him, and I've heard that the other stuff is great, but it was just a lot of his opinions. At the forefront, and it was written poorly. It was just there was a bunch of bad in it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I spoil a book when it's.
So he did the Stainless Steel Rat. That's his other big thing. I haven't tried Harrison yet. Everything I hear about him makes me feel like he wouldn't be up my alley. But yeah, Death World. Okay.
There's some spoof book of his that I need to find that I always look for, but I can't find that I need to read for the Barlow's Guide thing. I don't remember what it is, but it's some spoof book that he has. I could.
I got the Barlow's right here.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a story in there. I can't remember. It's like Star Smashers or something. Oh, you have an original one. You have a first printing.
I do.
I had the one they were hawking on the Sci-Fi Book Club for years. Anytime you got the little flyers of the Sci-Fi Book Club, they put that Barlow's Guide right there.
Is it called To the Stars?
I don't think so.
I have that one.
I don't remember what it's called. It's when I read a synopsis of it, I'm like, oh, this seems like it's like a spoof of some other sci-fi books.
How do I look this up?
You don't. You have to page through it and find the one that says Harry Harrison. There's no index.
This book kicks ass.
Then that should be in that book. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's To the Stars, but all right, now I get to get up and find it.
Just a live video of everybody getting up.
I'm looking for Harry Harrison on my shelf.
I don't remember how I organized this though. Where did I put it?
Are you looking for your Barlow's?
So I'm sorry.
Are you looking for your Barlow's?
Yeah.
All right, we'll put up Jake's comment here. Are we just skipping over the fact that Chris takes bubble baths? I don't use bubbles, but
you're like the last person to know that. You didn't know this?
I'm not gonna lie. Just laziness keeps them from being bubble baths. Yeah, I love baths, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's for me. It's just a poor man's hot tub.
Never mind.
Fantastic. I love reading in the bath.
Hey, says the guy who filmed himself flopping around naked in a bathtub.
That's true. That was a good one.
Okay, here we go. Harry Harrison. It's this one. And the book is Star Smashers of the Galaxy Rangers. So I need to find it. I don't know that I really want to find it, but I always
the name
look.
Of the alien. Mine's by the name of the alien.
Garnishi. Starts with a G. G-A-R.
42. Page 42. Is ours? Yeah, it looks like ours is exactly the same.
Yep. Yeah, I think yours is the same. You just have the first printing. I don't think you had the illustrations in the back and everything, so I don't think there's a difference.
Yeah, I got all these crazy cool things in the back.
It still blows my mind how young he was when he made this.
Seriously,
like super young. Like I don't know if he was like maybe not even in college yet, or just in college or something. It was super young.
Yeah,
but yeah. So if you ever see that one,
pick it up.
If it's dirt cheap, and I mean dirt cheap, okay. We can work something out.
When taking a break from a book, I read a book. As silly as it is, that's how I use short stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a break. This thing is 60 pages long. I'm all about it. And I like something that I can finish in a sitting. That is really fun.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you force yourself to go through, it kills your momentum.
Yeah.
So it's better to stop for a second, have something pick you back up, and then you can go back and finish it.
Yeah. I read Delaney's Babel 17 right in the middle of Jitterbug Perfume recently, and that I think actually really helped me enjoy both books a little bit more. Truly, juggling definitely helps for writing books too. This time it went over my head. I didn't get it this time.
Physical juggling. I did try to pick up juggling. Like I've always wanted to do it as a kid, and apparently there's actual like they're kind of like almost like little bean bags that you use to like learn. That's really good. And I never really got good. My oldest daughter Alexis got good at it.
Oh,
and
really?
I had to actually, yeah, she did. She got really good, and I had to stop her from bringing them with us when we went out because we'd be like at the store. She'd just start juggling in the store. I'm like, put the bean bags, put it away.
No way! You take your hat off, throw it down. Throwing dollars.
You know what? Business opportunity.
I confess I'm a page corner folder. I was for many years. I love finding marginalia in used books, though it's fun to peek inside. Oh yes. It's fun to peek inside someone else's thoughts on a book. I love it.
Absolutely. I love it when somebody else has done it and I get to read and see what they say. I agree. It is awesome.
My favorite is buying books and there's bookmarks, so I can tell exactly when they were like, forget this book. Yeah, it's a Goodwill.
Right that day, like, all right, let's see if I make it past this guy.
Yeah, that's right. It becomes like a competition. Get off the table. Sorry, guys. Get off the table. This guy. All right. That's let's see. That's one gripe I have with secondhand books. Buying online only to find they're filled with notes and highlighter pens. Yeah.
Not cool to be surprised by it.
That's usually a thrift books thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I think if you would do an independent seller, they usually look through them.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari Burr.
Isn't that that's an old black and white movie, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it based on a book?
I don't know. It could be.
Tell us what you're talking about, Erico.
Is he talking about the cabinet behind you?
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Oh, I thought you got that. Okay.
That was the reference. Okay, good. I'm slower here because I'm trying to read through all this.
You're mentally juggling. We just get to watch.
Yeah.
All I remember is a very old teacher who I thought was a riot. A character in Bleak House, as adapted by BBC, reminded me of this teacher. One of the greatest things that Dickens did is he was able to have a lot of characters, but every time a character comes back in, even if they're only in two parts of the novel, the beginning and the end, you will always remember what character it is. And it's because he personified them in the craziest ways. You'd be like, this guy has one leg, right? This guy's got an eye patch, or he's got a certain mustache. Dickens just killed it. I mean, I read so many sci-fi books that I'm like, wait, now who's this? Because they try to introduce so many characters at once, and all of them could take a lesson from Dickens and characterization, so that we can instantly go back to who a character is. A really brilliant writer. Cabinet of Exotic Curios. I like how much attention my wardrobe's getting here.
There you go.
Is Death World a 40K thing?
Oh, no. I didn't think so. 40K, Warhammer 40K.
Oh, the miniatures game?
Yeah, but there's a huge book series associated with it too.
Oh, okay.
No, Death World is from the 60s or 70s, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm almost to the bottom here. I'm finishing my book about time travel while writing a script with no time travel.
Yeah, that makes my head hurt.
I don't know.
It's just like a time travel story. You're like, oh god.
Oh, I see. Okay, two different projects. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, sorry, two different projects.
Hi, Bill, the Galactic Hero. Who's Bill, the Galactic Hero?
I don't know.
Well, hello. Juggling book titles as a reader. That was the question.
Oh, okay.
We'll have what she's having. Okay. Yes, it was the cabinet behind you. Okay, good. Now everything's been completely explained.
Everything's we understand it all.
Oh my goodness. I'll get really good at this eventually, everybody.
Yeah.
I promise. I will be
You're
the
doing
juggle-
wonderful. You're doing
Juggle
wonderful.
King.
Nick, I have a question for you. Have you ever read the Road Blaster series, or do you know anything about the Road Blaster series?
I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
Okay. So I was gonna do a little trivia because I picked these up a little while back at half price, and they were so cheap. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it just because the covers are funny, right? So the first Road Blaster, written by Paul Hossifer, is Hell Ride. So we get this right. There's Hell Ride is volume 1. Okay. Volume 2 of Road Blaster is Death Ride.
Yeah.
Right. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, there's 3 of them. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a trend. I'm like, so my question is, without anybody cheating, what would your guess be as to what the title of the 3rd book is in this series? Do you have it? I was like, and I started playing this game with my daughter. I'm like, oh, hold on, don't tell me what it is. And I tried to guess. I want to see how you do. I did not succeed, by the way.
What's the first one again?
Sure. The first book is Hell Ride. So we start off with a Hell Ride.
And then Death Ride.
And then we step it up a notch to go to Death Ride. And I feel that this 3rd title does step it up a further notch, although it's not intuitively stepping it up. But I thought, oh, yeah, that works a lot for the 3rd title. And I guess the chat could participate too, for sure.
Chaos Ride.
Chaos Ride. Not a bad guess. Chris, do you want to try?
Stepping it up from hell.
Yeah, so hell is where we start. We start in hell.
Hell Ride.
Yeah. Then we go to Death Ride. So it's worse. We're like, oh, there's hell. Well, no, this is worse than hell. It's death. But how can we possibly go farther than death? After death,
I got no idea.
But she told me, I'm like, oh, of course, it's Blood Ride.
Oh,
Blood Ride.
Yeah, it's so obvious.
Blood Ride.
I just have a picture of people in like inner tubes floating down a blood river.
I was like, years. Okay. I thought it was great. I'm like, this. But I heard it, I'm like, that makes perfect sense. It's a Blood Ride. I don't know if they're any good. I don't know.
I think those are good. They all kind of run together. I know that the Paperback Warrior, he talks about them. I think those are the ones he said are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually just before this I was looking up to make sure that I had the title right, and that's where I went to his blog. It was like one of that was the first thing that wasn't an Amazon hit or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm liking timey-wimey-limey here. I see my reasoning is really landing here. After 3 hours writing about time travel, my brain is aching to write about parallel universes for a break. Hope this helps. Okay, so they were just saying straight up that they are writing a screenplay and a let's see. Thanks for the stream. Great to hang. Nearly 1 a.m. Have a great night. Thank you so much for coming and having
lots of great comments. Thank you.
Best night, best name ever.
Yeah, great time.
Oh my goodness. I sold a $40K novel I had called Corax for $110.
Yeah, when me and Grammaticus were at Half Price Books, they had some there, and they were behind the glass, $100.
So if I see 40K novels, I should buy them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can get them at a good price. I mean, I couldn't tell you what to look for or who are good writers by any means, but
wow, that's crazy. Unstoppable has been commenting on my channel forever,
especially considering Oblivion dropped today. So
there you go. Oblivion ride.
Jason is on the Oblivion ride as we speak.
Yes, he is. Got a crap really bad ride.
That would have been the 4th unfinished novel.
That's right. Levi, hey, welcome, Levi. Jenna ride. Ooh, this is a good answer. Hell Ride, Death Ride, Apocalypse Ride.
That was what first came to my mind when I
I can't remember what I said, but I think I tried something just like that. Bubble Bath
Ride.
Bubble Bath Ride probably works just as good as Blood Ride. I don't know how Blood Ride takes it up a notch.
Don't know.
Oh man, agreed. Wait, the titles are getting softer with each sequel.
Yeah,
Golden Corral ride. Mm.
Wait a minute, you've already used this one. That was
To be fair, 40K fans will blow a ton of money on anything.
This is
Good to
true.
know.
Yeah, you can get some money. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
what's
good to know.
that when you pay that much for a miniature?
Yeah. I think Jason got into 40K for a while. I never, that wasn't my type of game playing.
I didn't play 40K, but I did play Fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy. A bunch of us played that, and that was pretty cool. And I still do like as a hobby to paint miniatures. I haven't done it in a while, but it is a really nice, relaxing hobby. Especially you can like read and paint.
Do you have like glasses with a big magnifying glass sticking out of them?
Well, I didn't have to at first. That was how I noticed I had eye issues, is because I was painting, and then I used to just be able to hold it right here and paint, and then I was like, what is going on lately? And I was like, what the hell is happening? And then I went to the eye doctor, and I'm trying to look at stuff, and like, oh, you need glasses. Like, you have perfect vision. I'm like, how can I have both? Like, you have perfect vision, but your eye, it's something about like your eyes like have a hard time changing shape or something. So like, just wear readers. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then they told me what strength prescription, or not prescription, just to go buy like at Walgreens or something. And it was so low that they didn't carry it. I had a special, it was one times magnification. And like, they just didn't have it. Like nobody I had to order it. And my wife like, I hate you. She's worn glasses all her life.
I'm to the point now that when I put on new glasses, they trip me out. They don't seem to be like when I was a kid, they would take my prescription, I put on new glasses, and my freaking sight would be good again. Now I put them on and everything feels slightly warped, and they're like, you got to get used to it. And I spoke with my optometrist enough that that's the right word, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, dude, you're getting old. Your vision's separating. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
You're getting old. I hate that answer.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
There's no going back.
It really isn't.
Skid marks.
That would have been a good.
That was the short story that's between book 1 and 2.
That's right. All right, we've got a little bit of a lag here. What are you reading currently, Nick? Anything?
Yeah. Well, I was watching Mystery and Mayhem, that channel, Jim, and he was talking about his 10 favorite hard-boiled. And number 1 was Raymond Chandler. And I didn't have the book that he had, but I had this one. And I had never read it. So I was like,
what's it called?
I'm going to check this out.
What's the title?
Pick up on Noon Street. It's 3 short stories.
Oh, which 3 stories?
4. Maybe 4. It's Pick Up on Noon Street, Smart Alec Kill, Guns at Cyrano's, and Nevada Gas.
Very cool.
Yeah, from the 30s to the 50s.
The only thing I know about Raymond Chandler is that Haruki Murakami was a huge fan and published a bunch of his stuff into Japanese.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I know about it.
He's one of the biggest names in hard-boiled fiction, and I've read lots of stuff that was influenced by him, but I've never read him.
Yeah, how is it?
Well, I just started, so it's good.
First page.
Page 5. I'm also reading this Pachuco.
Oh, I think you talked about that on a video or showed it on a video recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
This
is a Hispanic exploitation, I guess. It's from the street.
From the streets.
It was, it's published by Holloway House, which was they put out a lot of minority authors.
Huh. Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I really like those sort of like retrospectives that you did a couple months ago, or it was maybe only a month ago. Oh, cat. I really enjoyed that. I really did. Where you went through like all the blaxploitation writers and everything and all that. I really thought that was awesome.
Oh, the black authors of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Excellent video.
Cool.
I really liked it.
It was fun to look that up. I didn't know a lot of them. And they're not really talked about very often. Some of them are. But.
What's the cat's name?
Oh, that's Paquita.
Paquita. Nice.
It's from Dead Alive.
Oh, okay.
It's the girlfriend in Dead Alive.
Oh yeah, okay. It's been a long time. I love that movie's. It's hard to say that I love it, but I do enjoy it.
All right, Virgil, what you doing?
Let's see. I'm actually kind of between books right now. I've finished Voyage to Arcturus, so I'm going to do a review on that. I don't exactly know. I know I'm reading the middle of Nift, or near getting closer to the middle of Nift. Niftaline by
How
Michael
long is
Shea.
that?
What? How big is it?
Yeah, is that a thick book?
I'm sorry.
Is that a thick book?
Not really. It's a thicker paperback, but I think it's, I don't know, maybe 250 or 300 pages in paperback. It's not really that. I mean, I just in a couple hours one night I got to page 60, real easily, and that's with getting distracted and everything else. So it reads very easily.
What is it?
Nift the Lean. It's a sword and sorcery story. So the set, which actually is kind of cool. It's a sword and sorcery story that's sort of set up with like these two guys are kind of like on the run. They just did some sort of a crime, and they're like going through the wilderness, and these wolves are chasing them, and then then the wolves like suddenly get scared and go away, and this like rock breaks in half, and this giant like corpse crawls out of it and like materializes into a fully fleshed woman who's like literally crawled up from hell to give them a quest.
Wow.
To go.
Yeah, right.
She had done like this death pact with someone, and he never killed himself. And she's like, I want you to bring him to hell. And she like gives them a spell that lets them get into hell without having to be dead, or the underworld, I should say. Right. So then they have to go and find this guy. They capture him, like drug him, and then like drag him to this place where they know this guy is going to die at a certain time. So they know, so like the sorceress like tells them like this guy's going to die at a certain time. Bring this other guy who I want brought to hell. Bring him there. Cast the spell right when he dies, and then you have to wrestle the the Taker of Souls. And if you beat the Taker of Souls in a wrestling match, then you can go to the underworld without having to be dead, right?
A wrestling match?
Yes, and the Taker of Souls is unfortunately a giant, very muscular lizard man.
Is this a new book?
No. It's not new. I think I picked up. Do I have it right here? I have the I found somebody selling the first two books as a collaboration together for a good price. So I picked up the Incomplete Nift. I don't know if that's a lot of glare on that, by Michael Shea. This has the first book, Niftaline, and the second book, The Mines of Behemoth, in it. And I have never even seen anybody selling The Mines of Behemoth. And I think there's a third book too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then of course, they're going into hell, and there's lots of like Dante's Inferno stuff going on in here. Like the punished souls and everything, and they're going through here, and you have to pay a price. Even though they get to go through, they have to pay a price in flesh to go into the underworld. So then they encounter different things, and then like they encounter a hag, and she's like, I want an ear, and so she gets to select somebody to cut an ear off of or something. So a lot of grotesque imagery, but really fun. Really fun.
I'm gonna look at the comments that responded to you talking about that before I do mine.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna scroll up. We're gonna start with what you were talking about, Nick. Pachuca, isn't that the machine from The Price is Right?
No, that's Plinko.
Plinko, all right. Your mother ate my dog, not all of it.
Dead Alive.
Oh, Dead Alive, got it. Dead Alive, a classic. Nice. That's a pachinko machine. A pachinko machine is gambling in Japan. So is it Plico or pachinko? I don't know. Unstoppable says Niftaline. Polcho machine. That's a long running one there.
There's going.
Niftaline is dope AF. I haven't read it. Niftaline rules. Polcho is from the Legend of Zelda series. Michael Shea also wrote some nice Lovecraftian horror. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, he really did.
He passed away a few years ago. And sounds cool. It does sound cool. Sounds really, really wild.
It's hard. It's a little hard to find, or at reasonable prices. We'll put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just finished Blackwater.
Voyage to Arcturus. I just finished that.
Oh, and Blackwater.
And Blackwater too. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was really
The whole series.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian and Virgil and I all listened to it in the car. Not
Together?
In the same car, yeah. It was very difficult to work out the logistics. Chris just came around every Monday and picked us up and picked us up for a very long drive.
Drove around town.
Brian's like, drop me off at the hotel.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, that one we're going to be talking about, I think, next week. I don't know. Don't know if we're doing it on my channel or where we're doing it, but all three of us are going to be talking about that. That's the most fun I've had on listening to a book for a while. All right. Anything else, Virgil, that you're reading?
Nothing to mine. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I don't know where I'm doing NIFT. I have to do that paperback. So
yeah,
I have no other announcements. I don't think. At some point, Curtis from Deep in the Reeds and I, who was calling me out about Herodotus, got me to watch all of Evangelion, the original Evangelion series. And
I watched that back in the day.
We're going to talk about it. I don't know whose channel, maybe mine, but we'll see. Maybe not. We're going to talk about it. We both want to rewatch like the last 5 or 6 episodes and then talk. And then I'm going to watch the movie, which I haven't seen, and then we're going to talk again.
Nice.
So
yeah, I gotta go subscribe to Deep in the Reeds. For some reason that channel hasn't come onto my algorithm page or whatever.
He's still a small channel, but he makes some really great stuff. I mean, he's how I found out about The Employees, and that was just a mind-blowing novel.
Yeah, that one sounds really good. Speaking of, what was the guy that you just talked about? Oh, Nick, the Jeff. You just gave this guy a shout out in your channel.
Oh, Jim, Mystery and Mayhem.
No, he talked about
Jeff's Cave of Cool Books.
Yes, I watched that before you did a shout out, and that guy seems really cool. Let me get this book really quick if I can.
Yeah, he did that Manly Wade Wellman thing. I was like, oh, right on. Yeah, that's the other thing I need to bring up. I absolutely love that you love Manly Wade Wellman. I really do. I love this stuff.
I know when I go to Pulp Fest this year, that is exactly what I'm looking for.
He was talking about this book. Now this is just a reprint. It's not the actual thing, but yeah, he's apparently lives in Osaka, is a professor out there, and is just talking about really cool books. And I wanted to do the same thing you did, Nick, and give him a shout out. If you guys haven't found his stuff, go check it out. He's really good.
I really do like this stuff. Yep.
Yeah. I hope to have him someday on here as well. And it looks like Pulp Mortem said Jeff is joining us for a future EEBS. So that's fantastic.
Hooray.
Yeah, that guy sounds really cool. Also, I'm very interested in Manly Wade Wellman. I just read the first story in this. Oh, here comes my little black kitty. What are you doing? I just read the first story in this, and there's a theme I've noticed in a lot of some of this weird fiction of people looking at how we grow up with ghost stories. And the first story in this is very short, but it's about kind of coming of age and the part that scary stories play in coming of age. It's really good. I'm excited to get deeper into this book, but the only reason I went and pulled this off my shelf was because of that Jeff guy. I mean, right? His video is so good. I was like, I've got to read some of this. So
yeah, and he has like the first edition signed copy.
Seriously, it's incredible. It's incredible.
As soon as I watched that video, I started Googling it. I was like, gotta find one.
Right? How much are they?
It was $250. That was for the signed one. You can get the unsigned one for $100.
Okay.
That's not terrible. Hardback, I guess.
Yeah, the hardback. And I think it was
I paid $30 for this.
Carl Edward Wagner. He had a publishing house. and he's the one who put that
Carcosa.
out. Yeah.
And I only know that because of Jeff's video.
I know. I was like, I've
never even heard of Carcosa Publishing. That's incredible.
I know.
But yeah, you can expect me talking about some of this on the channel. I'm reading this big fatty Swan Song.
Oh man, I've had that for years. There's no way. I don't even know why I keep it.
You know how I'm cheating? I this is my car book. I'm listening to it. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I have, like 2 hours a day in my car that I can listen to stuff, and I'm listening to this. Oh, earlier, it's so hard to keep up with all these and keep talking. Brian said, honestly, I'm down for an audiobook road trip. And I agree. That'd be fun. Like just meet up on one side and drive across and listen to stories the whole time. We could stream it live.
Stream it live of you guys listening to something.
That's right.
Right. All this is copyright struck. So
yeah, it would have to be silent.
This is very good. I'm enjoying this a lot. I don't know if I can say that yet. It's weird. It's not having the same impact for me that Stephen King did with The Stand. The pros are good, but they don't grab me as much as the stuff from The Stand did. But I have to admit that there might be a nostalgia to that isn't fair. Right. It's been so long since I read The Stand. But when I read it as a kid, it was the coolest thing I'd ever read. It blew my mind. So I feel like reading this as an adult and then trying to compare it to the magic of when I read The Stand is unfair to Robert McCann. I am having really honestly a good time. I mean, if you like badass descriptions of atomic bombs going off, the first bit of this has been incredible so far for that exactly. And it's harrowing, but not too gory. I mean, there's some gory stuff, but it's nothing that's making me like say I got to put this down or anything like that at all. It's been all right. And then I'm also reading Indoctrinaire by Christopher Priest, which is by my bed. And that is absolutely incredible. It's like Outlaw Bookseller talks about Christopher Priest all the time. And he's right on that. He is spot on. It's one of the weirdest science fiction books, and it's his first novel. It's like Kafka and Philip K. Dick rolled into one. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, wow.
So that's what you can expect coming up. All right, let's see what people are saying. I'm seeing ragged paperbacks of Nif the Lean on eBay for like $90.
Yeah, definitely. If you're just looking to get that I don't have that one down here because that's what I'm reading. I had that joint book, the 2-in-1. That I got that for $60, which I thought that was a pretty damn good price. But yeah, my copy of Nif, which is the first edition, the paperback has an amazing Michael Whelan cover. Was like I paid like $85, but I really wanted to read it, and honestly, it's amazing. So I don't feel so far. I feel like it was expensive, but a good buy. Hopefully they'll get that reprinted. I mean, like I think Centipede Press reprinted it, but that's like $350 or something. Yeah. It's like way like, even though it's got some gorgeous illustrations, it looks amazing. I'm like, that's just I don't know. I don't think I can do that. That's a lot of disposable income to throw at one book.
Yeah, seriously. Come then, mortal. We Shall Seek Her Soul is one of the stories in Nif the Lean. I've read Minds of Behemoth and the Arak, and they're both awesome too.
I think the Arak is the third one. Yeah, cool. Awesome. It's good to hear. It's very good to hear.
I'm not shocked that my channel isn't popping up in your algorithm. Damn it, it should be. It's so crazy. I can, it's weird because when I first started doing a YouTube channel, like I would watch videos like how to do YouTube properly so that people will watch your videos. And eventually I just decided that the algorithm is like some kind of weird elder god and that we just all pray to it and hope that it, does what it you. So if a video doesn't blow up, you didn't pray hard enough to the algorithm.
When I first started, they put one of my review videos after some Hindi movie and I had 30,000 views that were all like 2 seconds long. And I was like, at first, I was like, I've made it. I finally did something right. It was devastating. I was like, oh, it's an accident.
Oh my God.
It's like the worst and best story ever for like hits on a video.
The algorithm, is it good? Is it benevolent? I don't know. Subscribe for reviews of books nobody reads, says Deep in the Reads. Sounds like actually something I'd enjoy.
Exactly.
Every one of his videos is amazing.
Yeah. Only read one Wellman story so far, but his stuff is dope. Yeah, I'm excited for more of that. All right, Niftaline is our most popular what we're reading currently. Also, Niftaline has a Whelan cover, which makes any book better.
Yeah, that cover is so striking.
Truth. Absolutely. Oh, okay, hold on. A bunch more just popped up. I thought I was to the bottom. Oh my God, so many good questions. Lou Wallace asks, "What's the longest book you've read?"
Oh, It.
Right.
A long time ago. Now I don't pick up books that big, but when I was younger, I was like, whatever.
I loved it. I think
it was.
I think I probably read it in a week and a half. Just ate it up. Yeah, is that the longest book? I think that's probably, what is it, 1,000? Is it like 1,100 pages long?
I don't remember.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go get my copy. That's crazy. It's in the other room. Yeah. Virgil?
I don't know what the longest one is. I think I've read something longer than it, but I don't know what offhand. Is the original Three Musketeers unedited that longer? Maybe. I don't remember. I remember it being very long, and also the Count of Monte Cristo being very long.
Yeah.
Depending on how it's edited. But that may not be it. I think I've read something longer. I just couldn't tell you what.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I've read some long stuff. Arabian Nights. I've read through all the Arabian Nights. That's 3 volumes. That's insane. Yeah, I'll say that's my longest. Yeah. The 1,001 Nights. Let's see. There will only be one trash can man for me. Absolutely. Well said. Yeah. I mean, and I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read The Stand. I remember one aspect, and I don't know if this is Trash Can Man. It might be Trash Can Man, but there's a pyromaniac that loves to go out after the apocalypse and just burn these old buildings that are left standing. And it was written incredibly. The closest I've ever come to feeling the same way. Sorry, I'm going to stand up. It's going to be weird. About The Stand in a post-apocalyptic book was this one, which I can never say correct.
Deus Irae. You said it correct before.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's some parts in here, and I don't know if it's Zelazny or Philip K. Dick. I have a tendency to believe that the parts that I really loved were written by Philip K. Dick because they're the earlier parts of the manuscript, and as I understand it, he got about halfway through, and Roger Zelazny took over from there. But there are parts in here where there's a guy that is experimenting with all these weird drugs from the weapons that are left over after the apocalypse to try and create a hallucinogenic that will allow him to actually see God. And it is described so well, and it was written so incredibly that I felt that same kind of, coolness or elation. I don't even know what to call it, that I did when I read The Stand as a teenager. I highly recommend this book as well. How did I get into that?
Yeah, that was one of the first videos I saw on your channel, and I bought that book. I got the Richard Corbin cover because I saw there was a Richard Corbin cover.
Is that the bomb going off one, the happy bomb, or is it the other?
I don't remember which.
I have them both here.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'd have to look because my stuff's all over the place right now. But it was just, I was like, oh, I love Richard Corbin. That's an amazing cover. I'm buying it right now.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm putting my butt on the screen, and I'm not going to be able to.
we always say, like the cover doesn't matter for books, but realistically, like I've definitely bought books. I'm like, I don't even care if it's pretty good. I want the cover.
Oh yeah,
Who says that?
right.
Cover absolutely.
Yeah, who are
matters.
those people?
I always judge a book by its cover. Always.
Yeah, the record album too.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, Frisian. I think is the word you're looking for, Chris. I don't know if that is because I don't know what that word means. Frisian.
It's the word you're looking for.
See you later, Levi. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Bye, Levi.
Did that swan? Oh no, sorry. Oh my God, I'm figuring it out. Nick's longest read is "Weasels Ate My Flesh."
I want to get that book.
What is it?
Yeah, I want to get that.
Weasels ripped my flesh, Jane.
That's right.
So I know that as an album by Frank Zappa. Yeah.
No, it's a collection of short stories that was originally published in men's adventure magazines.
Interesting. And you've read it all?
No, it's pretty fat. Actually, look, there's a fat book. No, I'm halfway through.
Yeah. All right. Is it good?
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It has like Robert Silverberg,
Nice.
like all kinds of like famous authors who had to kind of work in the trenches,
Mhm.
back in the day to make ends meet.
Right,
Robert Silverberg wrote lots of sleaze, and
Write 3 or 4 stories a week or more.
so they would just write these exploitive kind of
Yeah.
stories. Look at this drawing.
I love it. By the same publisher, I have that Atomic Werewolves or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I picked that up. I saw that. I'm like, I gotta have this book right now.
That's my favorite thing that they put out. It's all the Weird Tales type stuff.
I haven't read it yet. It's sitting right over there, and I keep looking at it and going, any minute.
It has the best Theodore Sturgeon story in there, and it's so weird, and it reminds me of David Lynch. And I thought it was the first Theodore Sturgeon I ever read, and I thought he was always like that. And I was like, I gotta find some more. And then I found other stuff, and I was like, this sucks.
What was the story?
The golden girl, the golden skin. Hold on. I gotta get it.
We all get
absolutely. Please do. So Bart says, I remember cutting school to read The Stand. That is an awesome reason to cut school right there.
That's a hell of a story.
Because I've got a Theodore Sturgeon collection called Killdozer, which is just this. I mean, it's got this crazy pulp cover.
I like the name.
Yeah, Killdozer. That's straight up what it's called, and I'm sure that's what the story's about.
The story's called "The Blonde with the Mysterious Body."
The blonde. I'm gonna. Where did my phone go? There it is. I'm gonna write that down because it sounds like something I would be into.
Yeah, this thing's great. It has a Manly Wade Wellman story in it also.
Mm-hmm. I want to get all the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's the Revenge of the Slaves.
Huh.
Oh, it's so good. It's sad, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they reproduced like the original artwork and stuff.
Oh, that's incredible.
They're gorgeous books. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was my favorite.
That's
that
good.
they put out so far.
Did that Swan Song paperback original have a hologram on the cover, or maybe I'm thinking of another paperback? I believe this is the first pocket edition. Let me make sure it's a real first printing. This is a first printing, and it doesn't have a hologram on it that I can see, but I don't know if this is the first time it was ever published. So I don't know.
They might have done some reflective.
Yeah,
like maybe not a holographic, but reflective.
What do they call that where it bubbles out?
I think God damn it. No, I don't remember. But I know what you're saying. Embossed, yeah.
All I know is you could probably kill a person with this.
I know, it's huge.
With a paperback.
PKD wrote some trippy stuff. Yes, he did. I love it. Frisian, I think it's the word you're looking. Oh, we already talked about that.
Still the word you're looking for.
I'm gonna make an edit of this video of you all getting up and wandering around looking for books.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. New video ideas. Viewers submit ideas, authors, plots, characters, book covers, artifacts. Chris just jumps up to grab more books from his collection to talk.
You know what? That's basically the idea of these
I know,
live shows anyway.
What you're watching.
It's called parallel thinking.
Lemon Jelly records always do indeed sound exactly as you would expect from their covers. I don't know what a lemon jelly record is. Dang it. Timey wimey limey. I'm sorry. Frisian reader tingles, I guess. I love it. I'm gonna take that word into my vocabulary.
Yeah, it is a good word.
Gotta grab dinner. Keep rocking, y'all. Yeah.
Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Thanks for jumping on, Tim. Killdozer. Best movie of all time. I still want to read the original story it was based on. I'm gonna have to jump up and grab this book, but I got to use the library stairs to get to the top of the book.
Oh, the library. we need somebody who's on Foley to have Chris like going up and like a creaking door, like
I have an antique set
chains jangling or something. We need like
I have an antique set of steps that truly allows me to step up. So there's the original astounding cover.
Oh my goodness, that is a crazy cover.
Killdozer. Yeah,
No
I don't know
what this book is going to involve.
So I read a Theodore Sturgeon and I loved it, and I'm trying to remember what it is now. It's the one that's in the Science Fiction Hall of Fame. Is it Microcosmic Gods?
Yeah.
Yes.
The nanite one?
Yes. That
you like that?
I love that. Is the one where he creates a whole little universe.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up saving him in the end. It was incredible. Yeah, I really did like it. That's why I bought. You hate it?
Attacked by bankers.
Yes.
It was. I don't know. I didn't. It was okay.
Oh man, I loved it. I didn't realize.
You had to understand that I love that first one so much, and I thought that it was going to be like that. That it was. It's really hard to make something similar to David Lynch, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, please let it just be this, mountain of material that's like this. So I was just like, that's just like, it was okay. It was the nanites, dude. And I was just, that's all I could think. I was like, this is the nanites.
Right.
Next generation.
But it was so old.
Yeah. I mean, they was first, but.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm going to have to read this one you're talking about. It sounds fantastic. I didn't know Killdozer was a movie. Yeah, that's interesting. Atomic Werewolf sounds rad. Absolutely. Embossed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, an embossed cover. I can't stack that on that. That's too small. Embossing. Thank you. And Chris is up again. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to climb up to get the Killdozer thing. It's too cool. I like it too much. Yeah, I like this idea that we're just gonna all start pulling stuff off our shelves that remind us of other stuff.
I don't know if you heard me say when you leave the camera, we need to have like Halloween sounds, like a door creaking open, like like chains jangling and stuff like that. Like always going into the vault.
You can load those sounds in there.
That's right. Virgil just needs like a soundboard. Push buttons on like for the radio.
Like air horn sounds or something. Yeah, I'm sure that everybody would love that.
Right. Chris, how about the last episode of Severance? Okay. I don't want to spoil anything here, so I'm gonna speak really vaguely. Did you guys watch Severance?
I've not yet.
Okay, I'm singing its praises. It's probably my favorite show out right now. I did a video where I talked about my interpretation of the finale of the season 2 finale, but just a quick version. It ends very vaguely, but in my opinion, it was for me an ending that I could literally be okay if that was the ending to the entire series. Which a lot of people think I'm absolutely crazy for saying. And of course, it is going to be renewed for a third season, so it's not the end. I got a pissed off cat over here now. but yeah, I think that it ended beautifully. I think that that vagueness was fine, but again, I kind of connect the end of season 2 to kind of Haruki Murakami style narrative. So I expected that kind of vagueness at the end.
Awesome.
You know it's Narnia back there. That's why I can't open this, you guys. It's Narnia with all my kids' grade school drawings and stuff. Gotta go. Don't want to be spoiled. Ciao. I only watch YouTube. Not sure if that's better or worse. Oh, that's a good question. All right. I got to see to this cat really quick. So you guys are going to have to be the stars of the show for a second.
That's okay. So what do you watch?
Stars of the show. Who are you asking, me or Jake?
I'm asking you.
Well, I watch Magnum PI.
Right on.
X-Files.
Hey, I love X-Files.
NYPD Blue.
Hey,
all stuff pre-2000.
Right. Is it because of a certain aesthetic or a certain mentality that you prefer entertainment from that era, or?
I think part of it is nostalgia, and part of it is I don't know. I think that, like, I always talk about this, and it's so stupid because I'm on the internet, but I just think that the internet changed everything, and it just kind of ruined everything. So I just like that stuff before.
Right.
I like to live in that world. I understand that world. It makes sense to me. I was, 30 something when the internet really came full force into our lives. And I just feel like maybe I was past that age to where I could just soak it in and adjust.
Yeah.
But I'm on YouTube, so I'm full of shit. So.
It's really strange because I feel kind of similar. I feel like, that kind of weird cognitive dissonance is something that perhaps our whole generation feels. I don't know. But it is strange to be streaming live on YouTube talking about the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like we're, in the age we are, it's kind of like we got one foot on one side and one foot on the other.
Yeah.
Like there's people that are older that are like, all of it, screw it.
Right.
I don't get it at all. But then there's people right below us that are like, they know everything about it. They grew up with it.
He's talking about the boomers.
Right. Yeah, he's identifying what you say.
Yeah. No, it's really true. It's strange. It's very strange because, yeah. I just realized when I walked away to let my cat out that if I just never came back, I wonder how long you guys would sit here entertaining people until you were like, he's not coming back. And just
I can talk for a long time. I don't know if it would be any good, but I could do it.
Okay. Well, I think that seems like about wraps us up. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Okay.
Yeah, and no, I just wanted to say thank you, and I think it's really cool that you guys teamed up. I think it's doing this, you don't expect to find friends or people you connect with, and it's I got Jake and Tim and Brian and all my buds, and you guys found each other, and I just think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I agree, and I do have to say for the record, Brian's ours.
He's just take the flag and Brian me. Like, I made a video when I talked about him. It's mine.
No, I was glad to meet Virgil. We met because the algorithm is a cruel, uncaring God. And I did I have room for all of you in my heart. Thank you, Brian. But yeah, I did a search for the thing when I was reading Who Goes There, and Virgil's video didn't come up, and he commented, "Hey, I wish my video would have come up." And yeah, we really hit it off from then on.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
That's awesome that's the story that brought you together, because I love that. I love that so much. I love all the versions of the movies.
Yeah.
And that story would just, man, it's probably like for real the scariest story I've ever read. Like creepiest. It is atmospheric, eerie, like everything. It is wonderful.
It really is very good. It is. Did you ever try, or do you have a copy of the Alan Dean Foster novelization?
No, that's
So
$100 paperback.
It's expensive.
It's
Yeah,
so
that one.
expensive. Scary. That's too much thing.
I
gotta ask.
You wouldn't just randomly find it, but if you ever get a chance, it really does read like an 80s movie. I don't know how else to describe it, but it perfectly encapsulates like what it feels like to see a movie from the 80s, but still remain true to the movie and still like be horror and everything. It's actually really good. I was so surprised.
I gotta ask, have you seen Virgil's video on the thing? Because it's incredible. If you haven't, you should go check it out.
I don't remember if I have or not.
You don't. Yeah. Even though with all the popularity that Chris throws at that video, it's still like it's way down there. It's got
good, man.
I'm gonna go watch.
I got stupid amount of views on mine, and then Virgil's like, I wish the algorithm would have thrown you mine, and I went and watched his, and I was like, mine sucks. Like Virgil read this, watched the movie, then I think you've also seen the prequel, right? And then, I mean, he goes over, and then he read the longer version of this novel, which you can only get now. And then he read the Alan Dean Foster version. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, they're definitely checking that out.
Yeah, he went for it.
You talk about The Thing from Another World too?
Yes, the movie. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I found out that movie inspired John Carpenter to make his movie. Mm-hmm. Like he saw that movie it was like the first movie he was really scared by or something, I think. And that's one of the reasons that he decided to go on and make the movie The Thing.
That's it. When the kids in Halloween, when the kids are watching TV, that's what they're watching.
Oh, wow.
Was it really?
Dude,
that's awesome.
I remember watching The Thing and like I got goosebumps right now, literally climbing the walls, trying to get away from the screen. That dog scene is some of the greatest stuff ever put to film. It's just so good. Scared me so bad.
It is. It really is just such an amazing horror movie. Like it really is up there with like the best of the best of the best.
I loved the first one, the original, and after going back and reading the story, I really appreciated that John Carpenter went back and took the actual story, and I was surprised at how legit it was, because you were like, oh, it's going to be like, totally different. And it really wasn't. I mean, take obviously the gore monster, but it's pretty much the story minus Kurt Russell's character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like they kind of squished him into two or split him into two people or whatever. But it was awesome.
Yeah, I love the history of starting with, of course, how important John W. Campbell was, whether you love him or hate him for science fiction, and then just this process. It's the story that scared John Carpenter the most as a kid. Then it's the story that scared me. That one and Alien, man, talk about climbing up the walls. And I think Alien is I don't know if it's lifted or it just happens to be similar to a Van Vogt story. This Space Beagle, Voyage of the Space Beagle.
One of the stories out of there. Yep. I've heard that it is. I've heard that.
Yeah. And people are popping back in now that we're talking about.
Hey, wait a minute. This is still going?
Wait, what we're talking about The Thing? Yeah, it's incredible. I really I loved this John W. Campbell story. I loved the show, and Virgil's video, if you haven't seen it yet, is fantastic. I'll pop it down into the description of this video, and then go check out Nick at the Book Graveyard.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, man. That's awesome.
Man, so good to have you here. Really.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
I was flattered.
Yeah. Well, we were flattered that you would come on.
Yeah. And I was sad when you were like, my mic wasn't on, because it's hard for me to hear, and when there was that many of us, I couldn't tell who was talking and who wasn't talking at every given time. So
it's okay. I was just joking, but I mean, it wasn't plugged in, but it was fine.
It was just funny. I was like, man, Nick is just quiet. I was like, oh, he probably just got home from work. He's probably tired.
Yeah.
He was really like, why won't they listen to me?
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up, fellas. We'll be doing this
right.
again in 2 weeks, which I think is, man, I'm going to say May 6th.
Do you have a guest yet?
Yes. Yes, we do. Our guest is going to be Richard Rempel from Vintage SF.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
May
Yeah.
the 6th.
Yeah, we are very excited about that. And it will start, I think I told Richard Rempel the wrong time. It'll start at 5 o'clock my time, which is 6 o'clock Central Time, which is 7 o'clock
Canadian time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's in the same time zone as I am.
Yeah, Central, right?
Okay.
Eastern.
No, I'm Central.
No, he's in Central. He's 1 hour. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you beat me.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It is confusing. Anyway, we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Nick, thank you very much for joining us. Go check out all these channels. Lots of channels we talked about. And we will see you guys next time. Oh, I got to push 2 buttons to end this.
Push it twice.